I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Makoni Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairground Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Makoni Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Makoni Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MakoniSetupShop.com and learn why Makoni Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Makoni Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Irwindale Speedway, Irwindale, California, where tonight the stars and cars of the iRacing Sprint Car Cup will take on the Irwindale Speedway. My name is Chris Graham with the National Racing Network. It is a pleasure to have you joining us this evening. 23 drivers scheduled to attempt tonight's race, and this one's going to be a spectacular one. As they get out onto the racetrack for qualifications, let's give you the rundown on the point standings. Overall, Ryan Sellers is your points leader by a pretty wide margin, 95 markers over Steven Mastro, Dan Smith, Jeffrey Stanton, Derek Love, your top 5. Jason Brown, Joe Adams, Chris Janke, Josh Batista, and Ron Quinzel, your top 10. Taking a look here at the number 1 of Ryan Sellers as he makes his way around the racetrack. We go on board. You'll hear them. They're going to run high, wide, and handsome here all the way around the Irwindale Speedway. And one thing that means is that the
slide job on asphalt will absolutely be coming into play here. Sellers going to go quick time to the top of the charts. Show you the best lap times for everybody here. Jeffrey Stanton, new quick time, top of the board, 15:89, 15.89 seconds. We'll pick up Thomas Brandon in the number 21 machine. He's just working his way around, well, already working his first lap. We'll see what he's going to do here on lap number 2. He's going to be a little bit slow here down on the racetrack. Gwendolyn Old, Austin Miller still on the racetrack, as is Josh Batista. Give you a look here at the weather conditions, courtesy of our friends at the Weather Center. Offensively accurate weather information. Ambient temperature 80 degrees. Winds out of the, we'll call it the south, I guess, 5 mile an hour. A little bit west of southwest, I guess. 89-degree track temperature. Kind of right towards that sweet spot of not too hot, not too cold. Might be a little bit of the Goldilocks deal going on here tonight in terms of how these drivers, Hoosier Tires, will be handling. Jeffrey Stanton will be your quick timer, 15.89 seconds. The lap time for Jeffrey Stanton. Let's see if we can't sneak a quick word in here with him. And Jeffrey, I tell you what, bud, heck of a qualifying run there, 15.89 for the fast lap time, but there's a whole lot of heavy iron right behind you for the start of this one as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping it goes well. I didn't even think I'd even get pole. I just wasn't expecting that too much of that speed tonight. I'm just hoping for a good race here, and I'm hoping I don't have to pull off because there's starting to get some lightning near me.
Oh, that's not good. Well, good luck to you then. We'll see if you're able to keep it up on the racetrack. And if you bail, at least now we'll be able to know why. So thank you very much, Jeffrey. We appreciate it there, bud. And getting ready for qualifications to conclude here in about another 60 seconds or so. Seeing Shea Paulo, Gwendolyn Old still out on the racetrack. Those cars kind of just turning laps here for, well, reconnaissance, I guess you would say here. Turns 1 and 2, you'll notice, is in shadow towards the top of the racetrack. That's where the drivers are going to have to run to find the most grip, but it is perilously close to the outside retaining wall. The exit of turn number 4 can also be, well, quite frankly, just as unfriendly as we get ready to go here for 55 laps the distance. Get you a look at the front of the field, and here is your starting grid for tonight's race. Jeffrey Stanton and Ryan Sellers going to make up row number 1. Gwendolyn Old and Derek Love in row number 2. Jason Brown, Stephen Mastro on row 3. Row number 4 will have Florida's Ron Quinzel and Canada's Josh Batista. Chris Janke, Brian Payne are going to make up row number 5. Row 6 to Austin Miller and Dan Smith. A little bit of a surprise to see Dan Smith starting back there in the 12th position. Kyle Mooney, Joe Adams on row number 7. New Jersey's Jim Vig, Indiana's Rich Foreman on row number 8. Row 9 will have Nick Tuller and Trijol Matchart, out of the Midwest. Shea Paulo, Josh Williams on row number 10. Row 11, Earl Hoon Jr. and Thomas Brandon. DL Lemon will make up the final car all alone there in the 12th and final row. Field's going to start to work their way off behind the iRacing safety car. Here's a look at Derek Love. Slide up towards the front row here. Jeffrey Stanton, Ryan Sellers. You heard from Jeffrey that he may be having some, well, I can't say what they're going to call it on DeWeather Center, but weathery as F type of conditions, so he may have to bail out of this one. That's exactly what we're going to call it, by the way. So Field will come around and take the 1-to-go signal. Looks like Nick Tuller going to pull down the pit lane. And that car does come to a stop here, so Nick Tuller may, well, he's getting one way or the other. He's going to have to take the wait for everybody else to clear start. Starting from pit lane, not the worst possible option sometimes in these sprint car races. As Field gets off of turn number 4. Jeffrey Stanton brings the field down. Green flags in the air. We're underway here at Irwindale. Good battle for the race lead. Couple of good fights actually here on the racetrack. Lap number 1 is in the books, and it's going to go to Ryan Sellers up on the high side. Stanton able to make that inside lane work, but he is going to cook the tires off a little bit more that way. We'll have to see how that one develops as the race rolls on. Caution flag on the speedway, trouble on the racetrack. Seeing an issue here for Cridtal Mashart. Take a look here and see what may have happened towards the back of the pack. Oh, man, we got 2 cars big into the outside wall. 3-4 cars involved in that one. Wow, that one had mess written all over it here. So Field's going to circulate behind the iRacing safety car. Ryan Sellers will be scored as the race leader. It's trouble for Austin Miller and Kyle Mooney. Take a look and see what we may be able to pick up here. See what happened to Austin Miller. Oh, making contact and a big ride for Miller up into the outside retaining wall. Man, that was a huge ride for that car. Let's get you a look on board here with Austin Miller. The old CarQuest cage cam from the Thursday Night Thunder days going for the pretty big ride there. Lights are out on the iRacing safety car. Ryan Sellers will be your race leader as we come back to green flag racing. Jeffrey Stanton, Derek Love, Gwendolyn Old, Jason Brown will be your top 5. 6 through 10, Stephen Mastro, Ron Quinzel, Josh Batista, Chris Janke, and Brian Payne. What a restart there by Ryan Sellers. He absolutely checked out, but Jeffrey Stanton drove it in deep into 3 and 4, made up some of that gap. Lap number 4 going to go up on the scoreboard, and it will be Ryan Sellers, but Jeffrey Stanton was significantly faster, about a 10.5 that last time by. Stanton running that way high line we talked about, almost up into the concrete retaining wall along the outside of the racetrack. Jason Brown and Gwendolyn Old going to battle side by side down the back straightaway. That's Brown in the number 12 machine down to the inside, that green and blue machine. That's the DRR Speedworks team. Several of those cars running. They put a ton of work into this sprint car series, and it's showing with Team Alpha, I guess you would say, or the A-man. Oh, contact! Mastro gets into a couple of cars. Huge wreck off of turn 4. Drivers meeting turn 4. That started with Steven Mastro getting a whole lot of help. Get you a look at the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay here. Excuse me, Mastro giving a ton of help to Gwendolyn Old. Mastro goes for a wild tumble down the front stretch. Several cars going to be involved in this one. Get you a look out the nose of Steven Mastro's machine. Looks like Mastro going to finish upside down, and he will have to take the tow back into the pit area. So we go back to the live look here. Pick up Ryan Sellers at the head of the field. Jeffrey Stanton working down to the inside. He's trying to get those tires cooled off as much as he possibly can. Tough early issues here for Jason Brown, Josh Batista, Gwendolyn Old, Steven Mastro, all getting caught up in the big one. I want to thank everybody who's checking us out here on YouTube and on Twitch tonight. Twitch.tv/National Racing Network. Also, YouTube.com/National Racing Network. Check out our Twitter feed at the NRN TV. That's where you get all the updates, what's going up on the website. Sometimes we're even live tweeting races and some of that fun stuff. Mention the website, nationalracingnetwork.com. Couple of neat articles going up in the last couple of days by Alex Gray and Connor Allen. Alex doing a piece on how auto racing might work in the Olympic Games, which every 4 years or so you're going to see those kind of pieces come up. But it's an interesting take that Alex has. Really great piece by Connor on why do racetracks insist on running 14-hour-long programs. You don't need to run more than 2 or 3 divisions a night. Get the show in, get it done, get people on their way home. At least that's our thought. We opine. Field's going to get ready to come back to green flag racing. Ryan Sellers holds on to that gap at the head of the field. Green flag's back in the air. We're underway once again here at Irwindale. 2 cautions in, only 8 laps on the scoreboard. We're down to 17 cars running on the racetrack. Battle for the third, fourth, fifth. That's going to be a pretty good one here. Derek Love, Dan Smith, Chris Janke. That's going to be up on the outside retaining wall. Derek Love, Dan Smith just to his inside. Smith up 9 spots from the drop of the green flag in a fantastic drive early on for Dan Smith. No real surprise there, though. Not only is the car quick, but Dan's pretty darn talented, too, picking up his first broadcast win here just a couple of weeks ago. Look a little further back through the field here. Pick up Jim Vigg, Shea Paulo, and Rich Foreman. Foreman down there in the 7. Another of the DRR Speedworks entries. Rich is the official photographer of the United States Auto Club. He's been shooting these sprint cars possibly longer than I've been alive. I'm not sure how old Rich is, but been doing it a long time. Check out Rich Foreman. Do a Google search for him and check out the quarterly that he puts out. Absolutely stunning racing photography out of Rich Foreman. Moving back up to this battle towards the front of the field. It's the fight for the 4th position. Derek Love and Chris Janke going to battle. And we've got a hornet's nest of race cars going on back behind them here. Joe Adams, Brian Payne, Jim Figg, Rich Foreman, Shea Paulo. All going to be in this battle. We went back to green at lap number 8, lap number 15 already up on the scoreboard. It'll be 40 to go next time by. But maybe not. Caution flag is out on the speedway. Trying to see where the issue may have been here. Not seeing anybody that's kind of fallen back off the racetrack here. So not quite sure what the caution was for, but we are back under the caution flag here. Third caution of the night, 15 laps on the scoreboard. So when we come back to green, it will be lap number 16. That'll make it 40 laps to go here for the sprint cars. Coming up right after this one, the season finale for the Carolina SimWorks TNT Series. The PM18s will head off to Worldwide Technology Raceway, or Gateway as it's more commonly known, I guess under the old pre-branding name. With a start tonight, West Shire will be crowned series champion. In fact, may even have clinched without having to start the race. But should have some pretty good points battles there. And the PM18s are always an absolutely spectacular drive. Ton of fun to watch. So we'll pick up your race leader, Ryan Sellers, here as we're going to go at least one more lap behind the iRacing safety car. Shoot us a comment. Let us know where you're watching from here tonight. We can get your comments up on the air. Super chats are always greatly appreciated. That's putting it mildly here. Your support is what helps these broadcasts stay on the air, especially for the sprint cars and the Silver Crowns, as these are completely community-funded projects. So lights are out. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. We're only 12 minutes into this one. Even the caution laps tick by here pretty quickly at Irwindale. Once again, Sellers going to lead the field through 3 and 4. Jeffrey Stanton holding about 4 car lengths back on the entry to turn number 1. Not quite as high up against the outside retaining wall. He does it on corner exit, though. Everybody going to be single file here for the most part. Kyle Mooney, Austin Miller, both back on the racetrack. They are running in the 21st and 22nd position. However, they are 13 laps in arrears here. Caution flag is out on the speedway. Caution flag number 4. And well, as soon as we start talking about some of these drivers, we'll take a look here and see what happened. Oh, man, that was an odd spot to lose the handle on the race car. A little bit too much throttle on corner entry. Starts to snap oversteer, and unfortunately, that's going to be the end of the night. Gridtal Mashard, the driver, having an issue there. Also, Kyle Mooney getting involved in that one. That was his second incident of the race so far. So it looks like Mooney will be officially out of the race here, as he also had to take the tow back into the pit area. Think we're going to see lights out here on the iRacing safety car. We'll get back to green flag racing. Ryan Sellers has led every lap so far here this evening. In 6 weeks, he's got 7 starts, 7 wins, 5 poles, and he's led 285 of a possible 326 laps completed entering the race tonight. Just an absolutely dominant season for Ryan Sellers. Jeffrey Stanton, who runs in the second position, has 16 starts, 3 wins, but 14 top 5s, leading 181 of a possible 760 laps. A fantastic season by any stretch, but here's how tight the sprint car battles always are. He's going to be 4th in the standings, almost 200 points back of Ryan Sellers. Dan Smith leading overall in Division 2, currently sitting 3rd in the overall championship hunt. Field makes their way off of 4. We are back onto the green flag. Much better restart that time by Jeffrey Stanton. He's going to be within a car length as they head down the back straightaway. Thought about the slider, throwing it way down to the inside. Sneaks a peek, shows Sellers that he's there. Once again, Stanton really diving it off deep into the corner. Got to be careful it doesn't open up the door here for Dan Smith to try to get into the party. As we take a look at the overhead here from the NRN drone, and Stanton losing ground in a big-time hurry there to Dan Smith. Smith going to come around the outside, easily take the second position. We're working lap number 22. Derek Love, Chris Janke starting to catch in on Stanton here in a pretty quick way. Good battle for the 10th position. That's Rich Foreman and Jim Vig going to battle. Foreman down to the inside, Vig up on the high side. Foreman able to make that line work just a little bit better here as we are already approaching the halfway point here in the sprint cars from Irwindale. It's now going to be a 4-car fight as they've caught up to Joe Adams and Brian Payne. Payne way up against the fence through 3 and 4. Everybody single file now, getting some laps logged, trying to make sure that you save some equipment for the end of the race. The bleeding has stopped a little bit here for Jeffrey Stanton, only losing the second position to Dan Smith. And here comes Stanton to the outside. Oh, he's up into the outside wall. What a save by Jeffrey Stanton, not wadding that car up into a million pieces. Good battle back behind here. Ron Quinzel, Josh Batista having a little bit of a tussle. Rich Foreman and Jim Vig will continue their hostilities as well. Foreman slides up in front of Vig through turn number 3. Completes the pass of the exit of 4. Now he's going to go on the hunt for Brian Payne. Way to the inside goes Jeffrey Stanton. That was a dive bomb if I've ever seen one. Tell you what, though, that is going to absolutely annihilate the Hoosier rubber on these sprint cars. And it's allowed Ryan Sellers to get out to an almost 2-second lead over Dan Smith. Slide back in the pack, pick up Shea Paulo and Ron Quinzel. They're battling for the 11th position. Almost a little contact there. 21 way down to the inside through 3 and 4. You can make up, it's the absolute shortest way around the racetrack. The problem is you're going to burn up your tires in the process of trying to do it. Battle for second heating up in a big way. Let's follow along here with Jeffrey Stanton. He's trying that slider line. Here comes Stanton back down to the inside again. He's going to keep all 4 wheels on the racing surface. We work lap number 36. Kind of have like 3 distinctly different packs that have developed here. This is the fight for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Slide back just a little bit. You have another 4-car battle. Joe Adams, Brian Payne, Rich Foreman, Jim Vig. They're also single filed out. Then you get to the next group that has significantly more spacing in amongst themselves. That's Shea Paulo, Josh Batista, Ron Quinzel, Thomas Brandon, D.L. Lemon. But we'll keep our eye here at the front of the field as Stanton looks to the inside of Smith. What an absolutely fantastic battle this has been. It'll be 15 to go next time by the start-finish line. Stanton all the way down to the inside. Derek Love getting caught up here. And your race leader will be hitting traffic. Kind of surprised at the number of lap cars we actually still have on the racetrack. Gwendolyn Old, Austin Miller, still on the racetrack. Crintal Mashart, Jason Brown, Stephen Mastro, Kyle Mooney, Nick Tuller, all out of the race. Derek Love's caught in on the tail tank of Dan Smith. Jeffrey Stanton running his own little race down there to the inside. The spotter's got to be screaming in his ear. Still outside. Hold your line. Stay outside. Derek Love has absolutely nowhere to go in the middle of this fight. Let's go on board with him here. Not really a gap up the middle. Nothing to the outside. Now working lap traffic. This may be the chance he needs to get around Jeffrey Stanton. As Stanton bobbles off of turn number 2. So move Derek Love up to the 3rd position behind Dan Smith. Another good fight. Brian Payne, Jim Vig, Rich Foreman, they're continuing this fight as well. Oh, buddy. Brian Payne almost up into the outside retaining wall in turn 1. Keeps the car clean, but good Lord, that thing is a handful right now. Trouble on the racetrack. We are under caution working lap number 48. Take a look, see what happened here to Josh Batista. Keep your eye on that gray number 12 machine. Oh, just clips the outside wall and goes for a wild ride into turn number 3. That car will stop flipping sometime next Tuesday. Now as we come back to green flag racing here, Ryan Sellers has been pretty darn spectacular here this evening. Let's see if we can get a quick word in here with Derek Love running in the 2nd position. I'll tell you what here, Derek, you're now going to have a shot here because the lead was pretty much insurmountable before that caution.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, in 3rd, actually. Dan's in 2nd. I think Ryan's up there in 1st. You know, it's just good to have the whole DRR team here running 1, 2, 3. And I think I got a little bit for Dan, but he holds a good line, so we'll see if we're able to get something around him.
How big has the tire saving issue been? Do you have any of that right rear tire left, or are we now in hold-on territory?
It's getting to both. I kind of saved mid-race. We saw Chris there running with me for a while, and then I started putting the pedal down a little deeper into the corner, and that's where I really picked up a lot of steam. So we'll see how they feel after this restart. That's always a tell, and hope for the best.
All right, Derek, thank you very much. We appreciate you checking in with us here, and we'll let you go back to green flag racing here in just a lap or a couple of laps anyway. Ryan Sellers will be your race leader in the number 1. Once we get to the 2 to go signal, Thomas Brandon will head to the inside, outside, whichever way of the racetrack. He will have to head to the back. Lap cars do restart at the rear here. No lucky dogs. Great look at that number 1 of Ryan Sellers. Slide back, pick up Dan Smith. He's had some pretty good success this season as well. Running in 3rd is Derek Love. Stateside Customs on the side of that number 4 machine. The 94, Jeffrey Stanton, running in the 4th position. Slide back to 5th. Pick up the number 6 of Chris Janke. Joe Adams in the number 9 will restart in the 6th position. Brian Payne will restart 7th of the Fury chassis, number 16. Jim Vig will restart in the 8th position. This field makes their way off of turn number 4. Green flags in the air. We're back underway, working lap number 49. Ryan Sellers got a good restart. He's going to have a 4-car length lead over Dan Smith as they get off at 2. Jeffrey Stanton looking to the inside of Derek Love. He is committed to that inside lane, that is for sure. It'll be 5 to go this next time by. Ryan Sellers, your race leader. Dan Smith, Derek Love, Jeffrey Stanton, Chris Janke, your top 5. Nothing huge in the way of battles here on the racetrack. Everybody single filed out, playing nicely with one another. We're already down to 4 laps to go, and these are going to tick off in a hurry. Chris Janke, Joe Adams within a couple of car lengths as we see Jeffrey Stanton look down to the inside one more time. There's Stanton all the way to the apron, way down around the bottom of the racetrack. Makes up a ton of ground mid-corner. The problem is he's just got no corner exit speed to go after Derek Love. Off of turn number 4, white flag in the air, this time by. Absolutely spectacular drive once again for the one of Ryan Sellers. He's got teammate Dan Smith in tow, but without a mistake, it may not be enough. Off of turn number 4, checkered flag in the air. Ryan Sellers stays on the hot streak. 8 for 8 in the Sprint Car Cup this season. Ryan Sellers is your winner here tonight at Irwindale. Dan Smith, Derek Love, Jeffrey Stanton, Chris Janke will be your top 5 finishers here this evening. And as we get ready for the Victory Lane interviews, let's show you the race results. Ryan Sellers over Smith, Love, Stanton, and Janke. Joe Adams, Brian Payne, Jim Vigg, Rich Foreman, and Shea Paulo, your top 10. 11th, Ron Quinzel. 12th, Earl Hoon Jr. 13th, Thomas Brandon. Sellers doing some absolutely incredible donuts down here. So we'll pick things back up in 10th, Shea Paulo, Ron Quinzel, 11th, Earl Hoon Jr., 12th, Thomas Brandon, 13th, 14th, Josh Williams, 15th, Josh Batista, Gwendolyn Old, Austin Miller, DL Lemon, Cridtal Mashart, Jason Brown, Stephen Mastro, and Kyle Mooney. Also, Nick Tuller will round out the field here this evening. Taking a look here, see who we may get a chance to talk to, and we'll start off the conversations here with our third place finisher here tonight, Derek Love. And I'll tell you what, Derek, the car looked pretty darn good out there, and ultimately just nothing there on that last restart.
Oh yeah, it was. Credit to the DRR team, podium 1, 2, 3 for the whole team. We all did real good. Well, like we were just talking about before that restart, it's it's anyone's game really on those late restarts, combination of tire heat cycles and low fuel. Thankfully we were able to hold it together.
Yeah, it was a great drive for you and the whole team here, and I'm sure we're going to hear a little bit about it from Dan and Ryan as well. But how much does that teamwork really come into play here throughout the course of the week? You guys are spending a lot of time building setups for these races.
For sure, and everyone's just kind of sharing little tips. Everyone, they've all got their own individual setups that, we all each tweak individually. But, it's not even necessarily the setup. I know a lot of the guys just run the baseline, they run well. But, it is just that teamwork of having other people to kind of bounce ideas and questions off of.
Absolutely, and that's what makes for a dominant team performance like we saw here this evening. So congratulations on the podium here, Derek. Who do you want to thank?
Yeah, we got a shout out again, DRR and Streetside Classics and yourself. Thank you much.
All right. Thank you very much, brother. We appreciate it here. And let's pick up our second place running driver here this evening. Dan Smith, not a bad run here for you, bud. Up 10 spots from the drop of the green flag. Congratulations on a podium and a hard charger.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Chris. That's pretty cool, man. I didn't know hard charger. Yeah, I kind of blew my qualifying lap coming off 4, and it ruined both my laps. And I had to put a gear in that I didn't really want to race, knowing that I had to come through the field, and ended up working out all right, man. We got all 3 DRR cars, well, 3 of the 5 DRR cars on the podium, and Rich come home 10th, and Jason had a little bad luck there, man. But, yeah, overall, good race. Good points tonight, too.
I was just going to say that in the points battle here, Ryan has checked out. However, you were only 12 points back of Stephen Mastro heading into tonight's race. That's got to feel pretty darn good here. You may be sitting second in points by the time this night's over.
That'd be great. That's the goal is, second's what I wanted. as you and I've been talking, we're getting to make this a regular habit, man. But no, man, that was the goal. I hate to see it happen like it did tonight, with Steven having some issues. I don't like that, but that's racing, man. That's why we come out and run these races, Chris.
That's right, brother, and a fantastic drive all the way around. We talked with Derek about the team aspect of this. How much at a place like Irwindale is that bouncing ideas off each other and really kind of talking your way through the laps important?
Hold on here a second, Chris. I had to turn off iRacing there. The team aspect is huge for that. I'm sorry, man. This is going to be kind of a bit of an answer here, but I'll make it quick because I know you're short on time. The team aspect that we have is huge, man. We work together really, really well. We put in a lot of work, and that's what I want to emphasize, and why I want to take a minute here to everybody in this community. None of us run the same set. I build some baselines, I hand them out to the guys, and they do their thing to it, man. If you looked at each one of our sets, they're all different. But it's just seat time, man. We put the time in, we make the laps, 4 or 5 hours we put into each race before we see you on Tuesday night at the bare minimum. So, but the team aspect, man, we're constantly bouncing ideas off each other. One of us finds something, we pass it on the other, open book. But more importantly than that, Chris, is we implement it and the updated. I'm the one that built the iRacing default sets, Jason Brown and I. And Jeffrey does a good job of keeping those updated with any new information we get for the masses as well, man. And that's what keeps the series so competitive.
I was going to say the community aspect of this is a ton of fun, and it's one of the reasons that we like broadcasting these races. We do these for free because, quite frankly, the racing is pretty darn good all the time, except for you DRR Speedworks guys stinking up the show now. But, hey, congratulations on the runner-up finish there, bud. Who do you want to thank?
Big shout out to the team this week, man. I was having some computer issues heading into the night. Thought I was going to have another one of those weeks I missed, but they got me lined out. You, of course, have always, man, like you said, you guys do these things, and we do need to get a donation sent to you this season. We haven't done that yet, so you'll be getting a DRR. Thank you for sure, man.
Oh.
Real world, I say them every week, man, but I really want to pound away at, these cars that keep showing up on Tuesday nights for these broadcasts, which keeps you coming around. My DRR teammates, man. Derek is a hell of a teammate, man. I don't know if you watched that race very closely, but he had me worried right there before that last caution. That's for sure, man. So, at any rate, man, yeah, man, just a shout out to the sprint car community as a whole, man. What a great community we have.
All right, brother. Thank you very much, Dan. We appreciate the time, bud, and looking forward to talking to you again next week.
All right, man. We'll see you later, Chris. Thanks a lot.
Pick up our race winner here this evening, Mr. Ryan Sellers. This is turning into a Tuesday thing. I think my wife might start getting jealous here. 8 for 8 in the sprint cars this season. I'm kind of running out of superlatives here.
Yeah, I'll take a W tonight. I like this track. I like, as my good friend CJ Larry said, throw your nutsack over your shoulder and rip the fence, and that's pretty much what I did tonight. So you can't beat tracks like this. Hot, slick, up to honestly what feels like a curb, and I love it. Love this track. Track and car combo is meant on this track for me.
Yeah, one of those you're walking around with a couple of wheelbarrows, one for each nut here. But it's really one of those places we saw tonight that as much as it is fast, it's also challenging. The whole DRR Speedworks team, you guys had this thing absolutely nailed down as we saw in the results tonight. What else can you give credit to besides I like the place and the team is awesome?
I mean, obviously seat time. I think I said that last week. Seat time goes back to a lot here in this car. So, I mean, I've done 4 or 5 seasons of this, and, Irwindale's almost a staple on our schedule every season. So it's to be expected to run here and just to, get seat time in here and turn laps. I probably have over 1,000 laps at almost every single one of the tracks we go to, except for last week in New Hampshire. But it's just seat time. That's honestly what it comes down to.
Once again, a fantastic drive tonight. Dominant championship performance as well here. So congratulations on the big point lead here as we're just into the second half of the season. Who do you want to thank?
DRR Speedworks, Dan, Rich, Jason, Derek, you guys for broadcasting, Larry Shock Technology, Larry Construction, Rich Foreman Photography. Yeah, I mean, what more can I say? Hope to see you again next week.
All right, brother. Thank you very much. We appreciate the time here. And, yeah, that was just an utterly dominant performance once again here by Indiana's own Ryan Sellers. And no surprise, if you're buddies with a guy like C.J. Leary, that's yeah, CJ's one of those guys. He knows how to put on a show here in the real world as well. But with that, we'll wrap up our coverage here from Irwindale Speedway. We're going to take the quick flight over to St. Louis, Missouri, and Gateway Motorsports Park. Excuse me, Worldwide Technology Raceway. We'll get the name right. For the season finale, the Carolina SimWorks TNT Series. That'll be coming up here in just a few minutes. But until then, for everybody here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. It's been a pleasure to have you hanging out with us here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the PM18s.